Inter in for shock Messi move, Icardi on Serie return, Klopps plans a double swoop, Liverpool reverse their decision, and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers and this is the Daily News. First off, and a rather bizarre transfer rumour which we know has a very small chance of happening, but that's still a chance, and that is according to Inter Milan's former president Massimo Moratti. Yesterday on radio he was talking about how Messi could be moving to the Inter Milan revolution under Antonio Conte. He said that because Messi is towards the end of his contract, then it's kind of feasible to think a deal could be done, and of course it would take a massive effort. And what he also said was that potentially Inter Milan have quite a good bargaining chip. That is Lautaro Martinez. Now, whilst he's doing fantastically well at the San Siro and really attracting interest from all around Europe, it looks like Barca really are the front runners to bring him in, but only as a replacement to Luis Suarez. Bring him in a swap deal, which is what Moratti was saying could potentially happen for Lionel Messi. Of course, there'll probably be a lot of money on top as well. Doesn't exactly help Barcelona. They would have got rid of their best player ever, but then they'd also have to replace him because Martinez is actually there to replace Suarez, who will then still be on their books. It's very confusing and it has such a minuscule chance of happening, but just the thought of it would be unbelievable. I don't know how Inter Milan have quite done it, but they seem to have completely turned around the whole image of their club, of Serie as well, and really started to attract some big names. They're playing some good football. They've got a manager who clearly knows what he's doing, taking supposed deadwood from the Premier League and turning them into good players again, even at the ripe old age of 32 or 33 or however old Ashley Young is. And well, if Messi was going to move, maybe, just maybe, Inter Milan is a pretty feasible destination. Now, for those of you who completely disagree, let me know in the comment section below, but we will be moving on to Mauro Icardi, and apparently his wife/agent Wanda has been telling PSG that he will not be staying at the club. That's because, well, Icardi and Thomas Tuchel have apparently fallen out. Now, the Argentinian striker started his loan deal in Paris on fire. He actually, at one point, was the best goal-to-game ratio in the whole of Europe. But since 2020, he's obviously fallen out with the manager. Things haven't gone so well, and he did not play a minute of their Champions League tie, both legs, against Borussia Dortmund. Now, apparently his agent has told the club that he's going to leave, but they're still interested in signing him just because they can then go on and make a bit of profit. Apparently the option in the contract from Icardi's loan deal to PSG sees him move there for around 70 million euros permanently. So PSG could take that 70 million euros, spend it on Icardi, and then maybe send him to Juventus, who is said to be interested, for around 80 to 90. Okay, it's only a little bit of profit, but especially the way PSG do their dealings and all the financial fair play ruling, they could probably do with a little bit of extra money. On top of this, Edison Cavani is also going to be leaving the club in the summer when his contract expires, so with just Kylian Mbappe and Neymar, they're going to need another striker. This is where the whole transfer market could come full circle, as they could take Antoine Griezmann instead. And of course, maybe ship Neymar Barcelona's way. But moving on and to some Premier League transfer news now, because Liverpool are planning a double swoop for two of Borussia Mönchengladbach stars. Probably said that a little bit wrong. My German accent should be better by now. Anyway, both Dennis Zakaria and Marcus Thuram are both on Jurgen Klopp's list, as he plans to build a second string side good enough to give his first string side a lot of depth. Now, first off, in the case of Zakaria, he is a powerhouse central midfielder and has literally been one of the best in Europe this season, especially when Gladbach were on the top of the Bundesliga. Now, of course, the problem you'll realise is that Liverpool already have Fabinho in this position, and what a wonderful job he is doing. On top of this, though, Adam Lallana is coming to the end of his contract. James Milner's 34 and entering the final years of his playing career, and with Naby Keita, well, he always seems to be just a little bit too injury prone. So even though maybe Fabinho and Zakaria wouldn't play together in a double pivot at the number 6 position, they could play, in a midfield 3 with one of them a little bit further forward. As for Marcus Thuram, well, it's clear he'll come in as a backup to the unbelievable front 3, but it could spell the end of the time at Liverpool for Divock Origi. But talking of Liverpool, and they have made a brilliant decision in reversing the fact that they were going to cut all of their non-playing staff's pay during the coronavirus. Chief Executive Peter Moores came out and said they admit they made the wrong decision and they will find alternative options in paying all of their staff. Now, this is a completely separate deal to the one that Jordan Henderson has been involved in. He and lots of other Premier League captains have been talking about a blanket cut in all player salaries across the Premier League, although it looks like now this will be done club by club. Anyway, as for playing the non-playing members of staff, so that's everyone else involved in the club, it looks like they will be getting full pay. That can't be said for Tottenham, where Daniel Levy is, for some reason, despite him and the fact that Spurs are a billionaire-owned club, taking money from the government to pay their non-playing staff. There really is a lack of class between the two here, and Spurs aren't making themselves look very good. So next up to a rest of the day's transfer news you might have missed, where Nice's Malang Sarr is out of contract at the end of the season, and it looks like Leverkusen are frontrunners for the defender's signature. Thiago and Bayern Munich are close to agreeing an extension for the midfielder on his current contract. Spurs have confirmed that Heung-min Son will be leaving to complete 4 weeks of military service in South Korea and will be back at the beginning of May. And myself and everyone at Onefootball sends their condolences and support to Pep Guardiola's family as he lost his mother yesterday to the coronavirus. Of course, we all send our support to everyone out there in the world battling with the disease at the moment, and make sure you follow the rules, guys. Stay inside and please wash your hands. The sooner this is all over, the sooner we can get back to normal, and hopefully we'll see some more footballing action. Of course, whilst you're at it, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought on all of today's daily news, because that is all from me. Whilst you're there, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.